So I've upgraded from my 2020 to this 2024. And just up front, you know, everybody's wondering, is it worth the upgrade? Is what 90% of you would ask. For me, it's well worth upgrading to a 24. And I'll go over some of the differences, but I'm going to kind of show you guys these two trucks. This is a 2020 King Ranch. Both of them have the Power Stroke in them. This is an F250, this is an F350. Obviously, this is a trimmer. I'm not trying to compare the two, but just forget the trimmer part. Don't pay attention to that. More or less, I'm talking about feature set, towing, things of that nature. Everything to me has been upgraded on these 24s. I think that they're a much better truck than the 2020, not only from the material standpoint, and I know in the 22s, they had the big screen in there, but the seats, steering wheel, just navigation, the cluster, all of those things, I think they've highly upgraded. Now, one of the things a lot of you are going to ask is, you know, does the high output, which is what's in this, feel much stronger than this? And I'll be honest, this truck, and I don't know if I just got some unicorn one, but this truck, if you took all the stock trucks that I've drove, this to me feels like the fastest truck that I've had in a Power Stroke version. I don't know what it is about the 331s that are in it and the 10-speed, but this Power Stroke, I have raced so many things, even tune trucks, and literally not been beat with it. It's stupid fast. I don't know why. A lot of you are going to chuckle and say, yeah, whatever. You know, I don't know. But I can tell you that my 0 to 60 times in this with a draggy or doing it otherwise, I can get anywhere from 6.2 to 6.6, 0 to 60s in this truck. This truck I've not tested. Everybody says that these are, you know, faster than the 2020s. So we're going to see, because I think it was one of Motor Trend or one of them, they got a 0 to 60 in this truck, this exact truck, in a 5.5. Now that is really fast, but just driving them so far, now this truck isn't broke in. When they get about 10,000 miles on them, they tend to get way better fuel mileage. They tend to be faster. It just takes them diesel motors 5,000 to 10,000 miles to get truly broke into where they perform like they're meant to be. So just keep that in mind. I haven't really got on this thing severely, but this truck runs extremely well. And I've seen so many other people on YouTube, and like I said, maybe I just got some unicorn truck, but most of them in these trucks are getting 7 to 8 seconds from 0 to 60. But anyway, take all that apart. The one thing that you guys should be upset about, this is a King Ranch. And like I've showed in a million other videos, this has LED projectors. Well, they took that away in the 24. So if you're looking at a 24 and you haven't seen my prior videos, you cannot get this headlight, which is a LED projector, in your truck. You cannot get it. In a King Ranch now, you get a halogen headlight. So make sure, if you want to see that, you can go back. I've got a video on that. But other than that, I like the look of the fog lights on this. The headlights now, when you get the projectors, follow your steering wheel and they're auto leveling. So that's a huge upgrade over like the 2020 to 2022. To me, that is great. You know, the more they add these features on, the better it is. The towing on this truck is tremendously more than what this is, and they've upgraded some stuff, but I'll show you guys that in the video just so you know what the towing is on either of these. Now, I haven't towed with this. I've towed with this. As far as outside of the truck, on the 2024s, or the 2023s and 2024s, your front end, your steering and arms, all of the stuff that's in there has been changed so that you can put bigger tires on them from the factory. Supposedly the radius arm and things like that have been changed So all of this under here, I think this is hoofed in more, and on your front steering, it's hoofed in more to where you can put 37s on it or 35s if it's not a trimmer, and you won't have rubbing issues. We'll go over here and see if I can get up under this one. It's not as tall. I mean, to me, they do look different, but I don't see drastic differences. Now, this holds 2 more quarts of oil. They did change that. I don't know if that's just on the high output, but on this one, I think it's 12, and this one's 14 quarts. I'd have to look back and remember. I've changed oil on this, but I can't remember. They did do that. Now, when we was talking about racing and stuff, there's another company online that I've seen, and I'll post this in this video too. So they're saying that the only differences that they've found in the turbo is on the high output compared to the standard output is the turbo housing is cooled, and then the fins are slightly different. And I'll try to post a video of that, or pictures of that, in this video so you can see that. But like I said, to me, I would have got the high output regardless, just because the more horsepower and more torque you have, the better I think it is. Now, this one does take more def than this one. I can already tell you that just by driving it what little I have. And the fuel mileage is worse. Now, this is a trimmer, so I'm trying not to just go off that, but it isn't broke in also. So I'm trying to not really pay attention to that. But this has a littler fuel tank than the trimmer. And this will get roughly 600 to 650 miles on a tank. And this one, I filled it up once, and it shows like 400. So that's a dramatic difference, which this has 355s and this has 331s. To me, I absolutely love the 331s, unless you're towing crazy, heavy all the time. I would highly recommend 331s, and I've seen people all over the forums, and they're like, should I get 331? Should I get 355? I love the 331. To me, it's a really nice deal. But anyway, if we go on here, I love what they've done with the headlight. I love this big C channel here. It's bigger, it's bolder, it's brighter than what's on here. You can see how narrow this is. And it's kind of a signature thing to Ford. But as far as the front end, I mean, I absolutely love the front end on this. I think it's sleeker. And it's 2 different models. This has chrome bumper, this has painted. But if you're looking at the grills and stuff, I absolutely love that. Now, on the interior, there's probably 2 things that I do not like on the 2024 that they've done compared to the 2020s and 2020 to 2022. So used to, they had a drive mode selector on here. You didn't have to change it down here, and it wasn't cumbersome because it wasn't 2 spots. If you wanted to go in manual mode, you literally just hit the switch here. Seems obvious to me. I don't know why. And then you just hit drive modes here. So it was super simple, super innovative. Nothing you had to pay attention to. If you go over here to the 24, like I said, this to me is just a dumb change up. But you've got manual on the end of your cog now. And to go into manual, you hit that. And then you've got drive modes down here. But you can't just keep clicking through them. You got to go one way or the other. Whereas the other one, it would just keep clicking through them, like eco, tow, mud, whatever, as you clicked on the end of the column. So I don't know if they just thought everybody was too stupid to understand how to work this column or what. But I absolutely love how the 2020 is set up. Now, that set aside, I really like how this one, I don't have my key fob in there, is why it didn't do it. But this one, when you walk up to it, the running boards come out automatically and open up for you. This one, even if you've got your key fob, the step does not kick down until you open the door. Whereas this one, it's ready to greet you. You're ready to get in. You start walking up to it. When you get, 4 or 5 feet from it, it automatically kicks a step down and comes out. As far as driving, you couldn't get the automatic driving system on the 2020s. Now, it had what they called lane alert or lane assist, but it wouldn't steer for you. It would just vibrate, and it didn't move your steering wheel at all. This one will drive for you, so you can turn on the self-driving where it lane keeps, and you can just push it on. As long as you keep your hand on the steering wheel, it will drive for you. The app features and stuff on this truck compared to this, and the thing to me is all this stuff seems like it's already built in. I don't know why they couldn't do it on the 2020s if they can do it on the 24s. And the things I'm talking about is like your zone lighting and other features that you've got in the app. So on the 2020, you had all this zone lighting that you could turn on. It wasn't called zone lighting, but you had these puddle lights and things you could turn on in your truck. You had the rear chisel light in the bed. You could turn it on. On this one, you can get into the app, and I've got a short video on it. So if you go to my short, you'll see it. And you can, from your phone, turn all your zone lighting on. You can see your bed power in the bed of your truck. You can see how it's working, functioning, all of that. You can see it inside the truck. Another thing that I wish they would do is where you could see with your lights or your cameras. So from the app, I wish that they would just give you the ability like Tesla has, where you can see your cameras outside the app. But looking at these two trucks, if you look at the bed, it looks almost identical to me as far as how it's set up, Ford implementer. I mean, this one, I always get this bed in it, but it still looks the same to me, not much difference. This one does have Pro Power on board now. So that's a huge upgrade to me, because the old one, if any of you guys know, you couldn't plug anything into it. I mean, it literally, it wouldn't even work a Milwaukee battery charger. So if you put a Milwaukee battery charger or a DeWalt charger on your rear plug there, it wouldn't charge your batteries. It couldn't put out enough power. Now, on this one, you can do all that. Plus, you've got it in the bed, and you can see every bit of that from your cab. Like if you're in this and you get in here. Now, I don't need to, exactly go into that. But, when you get in here, you've got all these features. Both of these trucks have the automatic entry exit. It comes in and out when you get in there. And I like that Ford has that feature. From my knowledge, Chevy and Dodge do not have that feature on their trucks. Also, this has memory. Both of these also have massaging seats. And in this one, the massaging seats work well. Nothing against them. But on the new 2023s and 24s, you've got so many more options as far as what you want to do from a perspective of getting a massage. So if I hit the button, you can see all these different ones, and then you can turn the intensity up or down on either one. Both your driver and your passenger have that, which is huge. And then also on your payload. So you can go to this onboard scales and see exactly how much your payload is, how much you're putting on the hitch. You can put in how many people's in your vehicle, like the weight you think. So, if you weigh 100, someone else weighs 100, someone else weighs 100, you put in 300, and then it takes away and it shows you on here. All those features are super nice on this truck. I like the instrument cluster. The steering wheel feels really good. I like the autonomous driving where it'll drive itself. I love the speaker grills. The sound system in it sounds good. I mean, it just, to me, is a very nice upgrade. Another thing that always drove me nuts I came from Rams before I moved to Ford, and it always had a button to turn your steering wheel heat on or off. All the other Fords didn't have that. So in the 22 and back, you can only turn it on or off with your screen. Whereas this one, you can hit this right here and turn it on or off. That to me is huge. Also, the other one you couldn't get to your wireless charger. I can put my phone down in there pretty easy. I've seen a lot of people complain about it, but it's definitely an upgrade from the 22s and back. I think every bit of this is an upgrade. Now, on the seats, I don't know if it's just these seats that the Max Recline package, which is what I've got, but it seems like the seats are back further. So when I've got my car seat in here, it seems like they're closer to that. And I don't know if it's how these are set up or what, but in this one, and maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I don't have the seats down. But if I did, it just seemed like it was a little bit closer. All the materials on the doors, like I said, the speaker grills, everything in here, to me, the 2023 and up just seems like a major upgrade. Now, Ford every year takes a little bit away from these. It's like when they come out in 23, they had the headrest speakers in them and a few other things. They took that away. Just like in 17, when the new body come out, you could get the light up door seals in all of them and then change the colors of the whole interior. They took all that away. So it seems like they come out on the new styles and then they slowly start to trickle specialty features away. Now you can get these from the factory that light up. I think they're about $300, but I've also found some on Amazon, and I'll put a link in the bio for them if you guys want to get light up panels. It just simply pull this out. It's not hard at all. You pull this out and plug it right in, and then you'll have this that lights up platinum with the door. Now on the Limiteds you get that, but on the Platinum you do not. But I honestly wanted a trimmer. I didn't want to have to mess with my truck. I wanted it to ride nice, and I wanted everything to be done from the factory. So I bought it like this. I don't know why Ford doesn't give you a limited trimmer. But if you guys are looking to upgrade, like I said, this truck gets better fuel mileage than this. And everybody always wonders if, how this feels power-wise. I don't really feel any power difference. I think that this truck does well, and this truck does well too, but this ain't broke in like this one is. Other than just the obvious things like that, I mean, to me, you can look at the spring back here. This is a 250. This has a 10,000 pound GVW. It's 3-pack there. On this, you've got 4 and then an overload. But what's crazy is when I was looking on the forums and I was reading all this stuff and looking at everything, on the 22s and back, everybody that had one of these or either an F-150 and then wanted to lift a truck, they got a trimmer. And I seen everybody complain like, oh man, the trimmers ride so rough, yada, yada, yada. It just seemed like everybody was like, oh man, these ride way rougher than the other one. Now, I've not had a 23 regular, but I can tell you that this rides as good or better than this does. And this is lifted, has way more payload. I mean, insane amount difference. And they did change a lot of stuff on the 23s as far as the front end. Looking at it, I can't really tell. But this rides great for a diesel truck. But this ride's really good, and it's lifted. Like I said, if you guys are wondering and, you've been scared away by the people online, don't pay any attention to them. The trimmer rides excellent. I mean, I've been so impressed with it. But, like I said, short answer is yes, 23s and up are a massive upgrade. Like I said, maybe you guys are different. What is it that you think, And the reason I ask that is because I see people all the time, they look at this and they're like, man, I'm glad I kept my 22 or my 21 or 2020. I like it so much better. I can't see why you would like the 2020 better than 23 and up. To me, there's nothing about them. I like the steps. I like the, just the total package. I think the interior's nicer. I think the exterior's nicer. I think that the lights are nicer. It just looks more finessed and just much better looking to me. And I'm not talking about aesthetic. I mean, like, I know there's a trimmer in this, but I'm just saying, like, if you took the two, you took a platinum and a platinum, just factory like they are, and put them side by side, 23 to me, 23, 24, whatever, hands down, much better looking truck. Let me know what you guys think.